So we have been talking for the past, I don't know, like almost week at this point about natural hair profiles and different things that make up your natural hair profile. And so I thought that it would be a good idea for me to talk about my natural hair profile specifically, so that as you're watching my videos, as you're understanding, watching me do a wash day for my hair or watching me style my hair or whatever, you are informed on my hair profile and how it's different from yours and how that might impact some of the things that you do within your hair routine. So, if my hair is thicker than yours, then, maybe you need fewer sections, or if your hair is thicker than mine, denser, what I'm meaning is denser, then maybe you need more sections or something like that. So I'm just going to talk through my, hair profile. And yeah, I'm just gonna jump right in. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dasha. I'm also known as the hair doula, and I am gonna jump right in. So the first thing I'm gonna talk about is thickness. So if you remember from the video, thickness is not about how much hair you have on your head, even though that's oftentimes the word that we use to describe it. The way that I am talking about thickness, or the way that a hairstylist is thinking about thickness, is the thickness of, like, you can't even see this, but an actual strand of hair. How thick is this one strand of hair? So for me, my thickness is fine to medium thickness. My hair strands themselves are very fine. Hey, y'all. My hair strands themselves are very fine, which I think confuses a lot of people, because oftentimes we feel like if you have coarser hair, you don't necessarily have fine hair, but you can have really kinky curly hair and also have fine hair, okay? So my hair is very fine. The surface texture is pretty smooth. So if I grab a piece of hair and I feel it, it's relatively smooth. It's got like a little bit of bumpy spots. It used to have more bumpy spots because it used to be damaged. And so I had I've told y'all about the little bubbles that I had in my hair, where my hair was split mid-shaft, just like random places. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. But now that I've taken care of that and my hair is healthy, the surface texture is really smooth. And any parts that I get to that are bumpy, like towards the end, I can literally look at my hair and tell what part of my hair got the old treatment. Like how I used to use a bunch of butters and oils on my hair, because there's still a bunch of mid-shaft splits. Hey, boo! How are you? But there's still a lot of mid-shaft splits and stuff. So I still got about 4 inches to get rid of old hair from unhealthy habits. So far, the thickness of my hair is fine/medium. The surface texture of my hair is smooth. Good. I'm glad you've been doing good. I missed y'all. But the surface texture of my hair is smooth. I have a little sticky note where I wrote everything down, so I didn't get confused or caught off guard, or off on a train of thought. But my density, so my density for my hair is medium to high density, medium/high density. So there's definitely a lot of people whose hair is more dense than mine, or people whose hair looks more dense than mine because it's thicker. Because again, I have very fine hair strands. I don't have thick hair strands. So my hair is medium to high density. So you can just kind of look at it and tell that there's a lot of hair in there. There's not a lot of scalp showing when I'm parting it. If I try to put it in a puff or whatever, I'm gonna struggle with it a little bit. There's a lot of hair here. That's really all that density is saying. I got a lot of hair. A lot of individual hairs at that. Porosity. So this is one thing that is probably something that would be harder for you to tell by just looking at my hair without interacting with my hair. Yeah, that can happen where your hair, you have thick and thin hair strands. Because I do have some some hair strands in my hair that are much thicker than the other ones. And then I have some that are just like really, really fine. So yeah, porosity is harder to see. So this was one I definitely wanted to share with y'all, even though, again, if you follow my channel for a while, you probably know what my porosity is. But my porosity is low to medium. So naturally, my porosity is relatively low. It's on the lower end of the spectrum. The way that you can tell that is just like if you're running, if your hair's clean, you know, if you've just like, if your hair is clean and you've clarified it, just in general, you use clean products and your hair is relatively clean, how hard is it for water to penetrate it? Like when you start washing it, how does it take you a while to really get your hair wet? Or does your hair get wet super fast? For me, I have to like part my hair and let the water in and work it in there. You know, I got to do some things to really get it in there. And when my stylist, Renee, when she does whatever like color situation she does, it's like what does she call it? I always forget. It's like a rinse or something that, like, she said it cancels out the ashy tones of my hair. Because as y'all know, if y'all seen some of them rude comments, sometimes my hair look ashy, okay? That's my natural hair color. I don't know. That's just how it is. Oh, good. I'm so glad your hair is growing. That's what happens when you take care of it. But yeah, so when she does like that, the rinse thing that kind of cancels out the ashy tones in my hair, it actually brings me more back to like medium porosity, so it's easier for water to penetrate my hair. Because like y'all saw in the porosity video, when you do certain treatments, do color, certain things like that, it will I guess heighten your porosity. It'll give you a higher porosity, which is not always a bad thing if you have really, really low porosity hair. And it's just like a temporary thing. My hair kind of goes back to its normal porosity once that temporary rinse wears off. So yeah. Elasticity. My elasticity is normal. My protein and my moisture, my hair, the strength and the hydration of my hair is balanced. In part because I made sure when I went to my stylist, she lets me know if there's any treatments that I need. So if it's out of balance, then she balances it for me. I don't balance it by myself at home unless she says, hey, you need to be using this deep conditioner. Then that would be me balancing it myself at home. But for the most part, if I need a treatment, she's doing it. I think the next time I go to her, I'm supposed to be getting an Olaplex treatment. So yeah, I think that's the last thing she told me. Whenever I get to Atlanta, we're gonna do an Olaplex treatment. I've never had one of those done before. I heard it's great, so I'm excited, very excited that I'm having a professional doing it. Especially because I don't think I've told y'all this, but I'm about to start growing my hair out. So for the last year, I keep getting trims and I keep, you know, cutting it. But now I'm gonna grow it out like long. I want it to be like long. And it'll probably take about 2 years to get to where I want it to be, but I want it to be to where like when it's in its curly state like this, oops, sorry, I just like hit the thing. But I want it to be like when it's in its curly state like this, my hair comes down to right here. So like if I do like a twist out or something like that, I want it to come down to here. Hair for days, okay? So that's my next goal. So, you know, enjoy the little fro while you can, because it's gonna be gone soon, because I'm gonna grow it out. I've never seen your protective style. We'll define protective style, because like those twists. Hi, what's your hair type? Oh, that's what I was just talking about, my hair type. So thickness is fine/medium. And these are using the things, the categories that I talked about in the different videos. So my thickness is fine to medium. My surface texture is really smooth. My density is medium to high. My porosity is low to medium. My elasticity is normal. And then my curl pattern, I got a couple of different curl patterns in there, including 4C, even though some people don't want to believe that because my 4C hair is not coarse, it's fine, so it looks different. But if you look at the curl pattern, the actual pattern of 4C hair, quote unquote, since that's what some people want to use. It doesn't mean anything beyond the actual pattern of the hair. I do have 4C hair in my hair. I also have type 3 hair in my hair. I got lots of different kinds of situations in here going on. I mean, look at it. It's not just all corkscrew coils in here. All kinds of stuff is going on. If you don't believe me, I'm going to interview my hairstylist one day, and I'm gonna let her tell it, because if I'm not citing sources, some of y'all think that I just don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not citing sources. But if y'all want somebody to cite sources, then go pay a hairstylist and they'll cite some sources. I'm gonna make a video on that, because it's really not y'all that's on this feed. It's some of the people who are really rude in the comments, and I have to make a whole video. I'm gonna make a whole video about how people are really rude in the comments, because, you know, that was a lot for me to deal with initially, because I'm a recovering people pleaser. And so I was just like, people, they're like being mean to me, not even just about what I said, but calling me ignorant and saying how my hair was dry and stuff. It was a lot. But I'm gonna have my hairstylist on here one day, and she's gonna tell y'all. And then I want y'all to tell her that she don't know what she's talking about, since y'all don't believe me. Y'all can take it up with her. So you can look at me and you can say, you don't have 4C hair. And I'll say, okay. And then I'll go, Renee, what kind of hair, what would you say my curl pattern is? And she's gonna tell you one of them is 4C hair. So Kayla says, I can totally see 4C in your hair. People aren't just used to seeing long 4C hair. Also, how do you wear your hair down? I have 3C, 4A hair, and it shrinks a lot. Girl, you gotta use a hooded dryer. A hooded dryer is where it's at. And when I try to wear it down, it doesn't show most of its length. Do you have any tips to stop shrinkage? No. So shrinkage is not a bad thing. I'm gonna say shrinkage is not a bad thing. And the reason I say that is because healthy hair shrinks. If your hair's not shrinking, that means that you damaged it and you need to cut it off. So shrinkage is a good thing. We can kind of shift our mindset around that a little bit. You know, if you're really embracing your natural hair, part of that also means embracing the shrinkage. And at this point, I love my shrinkage so much that when it's not shrunken enough for me, I spray it with water so that it'll be bigger, because shrinkage means bigger. But if we're wanting to minimize shrinkage, which I do, you know, I don't want my hair to shrink all the way up here, because that's where it shrinks when I don't do my routine properly. To minimize shrinkage, what you can do is when you do your wash and go, if that's what you're doing, then you make sure that you dry it. First of all, you do your wash and go on sopping wet hair. Like ideally you're in the shower still and you're like wetting your hair, re-wetting your hair every time you're like working on a section, not just spraying it or spritzing it, making sure it's drenched. And then, you know, you style it, you put your stylers in. And then right after you get out of the shower, you hop under a hooded dryer. I have the link in the description for one if you want to like look at one. It's an ionic one as well. You want an ionic hooded dryer. Mine only has high and medium settings. I use it on the high setting. I mean, high and low settings. I use it on the high setting. You can get one that's got a medium setting too. That would be great. And then you could use a medium setting. But just make sure it's ionic. And then once you use the hooded dryer to set your hair, that'll keep it from shrinking so much, because your hair is the most elongated when it's wet, right? And usually we like let it air dry, so it's just slowly creeping up. But if we dry it really fast, then it gets dry while it's still in its stretched state without shrinking first. So that's one thing you wanna do. And then you want to, if you can, like pineapple at night. And even if your hair is shorter and you can't do like, you know, one big pineapple, what you can do is like a pineapple, like a little ponytail down here and then another little ponytail up here. And that's gonna help. And you can even do multiple, again, if your hair is shorter, like you could do a ponytail here, a ponytail here, a ponytail here, and a ponytail here. Loose, make sure, oops. Sorry, my battery's dying, y'all. Loose. Make sure that it's that it's loose, you know. But my hair, this is my hair after it's been in I've been wearing my hair in a puff for the last week. So, and then I just took it down. I spritzed it around the edges, and I was like, blah, 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 and I like, I did all that, and I was like, bro. But because it was in that pineapple, like you can see under here, you see how it doesn't have as much curl definition as up here has, where it was like free in my pineapple, but under here where it was pulled up, you know, it's stretched out because it was in that pineapple. But you can't really tell when I'm rocking the fro, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what I suggest in terms of stretching your hair out. Let me see. Trina says, most of my hair is 4B, the middle is 4C, and the back is a lot straighter. So when I define my curls, I have to scrunch it more to make it look like the others. Yeah, or you can also get a curly cut, because like a curly cut, they're gonna cut your hair while it is in its curl pattern, while it's in that shrunken state. And so technically the hairs in the back, if they were straightened, would be shorter, because I have some like really big curls back here too. It would be shorter than the rest of your hair, but it would match with your fro if that's what you're going for. So yeah, that's definitely something to work with. And then another thing you said was that you've never seen me in a protective style. How do you define protective style? Because if you just mean like with added hair, I rarely do those. I think I have like one video on my channel that's like way early, probably before you started watching, because I didn't really have any subscribers back then. I have one video where I have one with added hair, but for the most part, like for example, when I did in the videos that y'all been seeing me in with those flat twists, that's a protective style, especially when I bantu knot it in the back too. My hair's not touching nothing. It ain't rubbing up against no clothes. It ain't even barely touching the air. It's just away, like braids without extensions. I have those flat twists in, but I haven't had any like cornrows, really. Yeah. Yeah, I had those flat twists. I do the flat twist. I choose flat twists over braids, honestly, just because they're so much easier to do. I can do those flat, and I'm gonna do a video for y'all on how I do those flat twists, and just my entire wash day with those flat twists, because those flat twists literally take me like 15 minutes to do after I'm done washing my hair. Like yeah, that's like my go-to, one of my go-to like quick styles. And it's cute. It's cute. And if you wanted to, literally, if you learn how to flat twist, the world is like your oyster. There's so many things that you can do if you can flat twist, because you could flat twist and then have like a ponytail up here, a puff, or you could flat twist and have some little somethings, or you could flat twist all the way back and have, you know, put some added hair back there and have a bun or a big ponytail, or, you know, the possibilities are endless. Possibilities. Comment if you know what that is. If you know what that's from. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to wrap up this series that we've been doing on your natural hair type, by sharing mine. I just think it would help add some context to the different things that I'm doing. My battery is dying, so I won't be on here for much longer. But does anyone have any quick questions before I go? Or video suggestions, things you want to see? Since y'all are on here, I'm going to let you know that I'm probably going to be doing a lot more stuff about love, self-love, relationships, self-esteem on here as well. Just because that's a topic that's really interesting me right now. And I think it's important. So it'll be interesting to see how everyone responds to that. But I'm not seeing any questions. I'm waiting just in case there is one. But I'm about to be out. If you haven't seen the rest of the videos, there is a whole playlist dedicated to this topic, so you can discover what your hair type is and be more informed about how you're watching videos of YouTubers. because there may be things that you need to slightly alter for your hair. And maybe I'll do a video on that too. I might already have one lurking out there somewhere that I haven't posted or made live for y'all. But anyways, thank y'all so much for joining me at this late hour. I kind of want to tell y'all some other stuff that happened today, but I might save that for another video. Today was a really cool day, y'all. That's part of the reason why I'm on here so late, because I had a great day. I was prioritizing being present with my day, honestly, which is definitely something that I do want to do, and as I'm also balancing YouTube. So thank y'all for being on here with me. Maybe I might hop into my Facebook group and spill what happened today. I don't know. I want to talk about my day somewhere, but I don't want this video to be too long. So anyways, love y'all. Thank you so much for watching and being on here with me. For those who don't know me, again, my name is Dasha. I'm also known as the hair doula, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.